Instead of resting in peace, their remains have been left behind.
Investigator Ryan Katz shows us what went wrong and how we're trying to make it right. Ryan.
Mark, you won't believe what we found inside a dark and dirty abandoned Kansas City building. Some of these black boxes have been sitting for more than a decade, never reunited with family members.
On a snowy January day, we made this stop in Olathe.
Keith?
Yes, sir.
Ryan Kath, how you doing?
To bring Keith Goff's mother home.
My mother was a pretty fantastic woman. Loved her to death.
Candy Goff passed away in 1998, and since then, Keith has kept her cremains in an urn at his house.
Look at it all the time, think of her all the time, think of her every day.
But then Keith got a call from us, telling him that we'd found a box with his mother's name on it.
Thinking all this time I had her, in the house with us, and finding out that, that they are just laying in the basement, getting dirty and collecting dust.
Turns out Keith only had some of his mother's ashes. He had no idea there were other cremains left unclaimed that may not have fit in his urn. And the black box with Candy's name was far from the only one.
It's amazing. It's really sad.
We found the cremains inside a property owned by Hanny Daifala, who bought the old E.R. Morris funeral home at a tax sale 2 years ago, hoping to turn the abandoned building into something new. He opened the doors to holes in the ceiling, stacks of mail on the floor, and old caskets, makeup, wigs, and embalming fluid. But none of that compared to what the new owner found crowding the shelves downstairs.
Tell me about when you first took a look through the building and when you realized what was down here in the basement.
It's mind-boggling, to tell you the truth, to think about it. And nobody leave the bodies of their family or loved one here in a cold basement.
Funeral homes commonly have 1 or 2 boxes of unclaimed cremains, but this has been the resting place for the bodies of 155 people.
I got my mom's ashes. This ain't where my mama belongs.
We first saw the staggering number in November when reporter Lisa Benson helped Sean Brakefield get his mother's ashes. The Kansas City man had been in prison when his mother died.
It means a lot. It means a lot to me.
Mary A. Crawford.
We wanted to bring closure to more families, so we spent several hours in the bone-chilling basement writing down each name. Using an old cremation logbook, a stack of death certificates, and online records, we searched for possible relatives, hoping to make a connection. It's how we reunited 91-year-old Dorothy Hurt with her youngest son, Edward.
I'm glad to know where his ashes are now. I was wondering where they were going to be.
We learned there's sometimes confusion among families about who's responsible for picking up cremains. One father told us that picking up his son's ashes was simply too painful. And at this KCK home, we heard how financial stress plays a part.
Are you Barbara?
Yes, sir, I am.
Hi there, Ryan Kath. Nice to meet you. Got Shirley here for you.
Barbara Kirkendall's mother died in 2007, but alone and unemployed, she didn't have the money to pay for the services.
Is this an important thing?
Yes, sir, it is. It's my mother. Yes, sir, it is. And I sure appreciate what y'all did for me with that you contacted me and got her back here to me.
A few happy endings, but so many more mysteries unsolved.
Unbelievable.
That's why we asked for help from Stefan Morris, a man who spent 15 years inside the old funeral home while his dad, Eugene, ran the family business.
I miss my father, I really do. And seeing a lot of the stuff, the way it's scattered, that wasn't my father.
When Eugene died a decade ago, he left the funeral home to his wife, who passed away in 2008. She left everything to an executor.
Put some on the side over here.
Stefan and his brothers say they were cut out of the business by their stepmother and decided to start their own. But now they're hoping to make things right.
It was the legacy of my father, and I didn't want it to be left like this. We're going to use as much energy that we can to reunite the cremains with the families.
The brothers have moved all the boxes to their funeral chapel in South Kansas City, which will serve as a staging area for families.
So here's what we're doing. Elite Funeral Chapel is keeping all those cremains at its location in South Kansas City. You can call them and make arrangements to pick them up free of charge. We've posted their contact information on our website, along with a list, Mark and Elizabeth, of all those names we logged in the basement. So you can go onto our website and see if you know someone on there or if you have a loved one on that list.
Oh, nice that so many were reunited to this point. Now, any idea how this happened, and is this a common practice?
It does happen. It's just not that common. People in the funeral industry say about 1% of all the cremations go unclaimed, but you can see how they would stack up over the years. Yeah. State law does allow funeral home owners to send a certified letter to families. If they don't hear back within 90 days, they can dispose of them. But obviously, as you saw, that wasn't happening in this case.
It's been quite a journey since that first story when that man was got out of prison looking for his mother's remains to now.
We'll definitely follow up to see what happens and if more families go to Elite Funeral Chapel to claim some of those boxes.
All right,
Good work.
thanks,
Thank
Ryan.
you.